Hey, what's up, everyone? This is David Greenspan, and you are listening to Season 2 of the Mindshare Podcast, a proud member of the Industry Syndicate Media Network. Additional podcasts are available at industrysyndicate.com and mindshare101.com. This week's episode is sponsored by Kit's Keep in Touch Systems. This is episode 57. Joining me on the show today is somebody incredibly special to me. In fact, she's my rock in life. She is my best friend. She is the love of my life. She is my wife. She is the mother to our two incredible children. She's a go-getter who never lets anything get in her way. She's a quick decision maker. She's a super-powered multitasker. And my father once called her, and I quote, the bubbles in the Alka-Seltzer, because of her fun, happy, bubbly personality every single day. She's someone who can start jumping up and down with a smile on her face the moment she gets out of bed. She's the positive sunshine in our household and our life. She keeps me grounded. She lifts me up when needed. And she's an entrepreneur with her hands in multiple businesses. I could go on and on and on here, because without her, I wouldn't be who I am today. I would do anything for her. She is my superhero. So here with me on the show today, I am more than excited to finally have my wife, Jennifer Greenspan, join me on the Mindshare Podcast. Sweetheart, thank you for making the time for little old me today. Now, look, I know you're reluctant to do this, and quite frankly,
Yeah.
I was a little hesitant too, but here we are. Welcome.
Thanks, Ed.
Now, we obviously talk all the time. And anybody who's going to be tuning into this, you've got to understand this might be somewhat a little bit awkward. I don't know. It's like stepping out of like who we are and what we've done, because this is literally the first time we've done something like this together.
Yeah, but I've wanted to collaborate with you for a while.
Well, you've got to make the list, sweetheart. You got to talk to my people. You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, you and I, we talk about anything and everything, and obviously we're not going to share any of that stuff here today. But
no,
that stuff there is meant for home. Today, what I want to do is I want to share some insights with our audience about, seriously, how you manage to get it all done and how you stay so calm with all the hats that you wear. I mean, being a mom, well, I guess being a mom and selling real estate could be somewhat similar. They're obviously two very different things, but the reality is, looking at the audience that is listening and is watching the show, as you know, being realtors, being anybody in the industry, and you being a mom, you guys both on both fronts wear a lot of different hats every day, and managing it all can seem like a complete whirlwind to people.
Oh, for sure.
So you're a mom, you're an amazing one at that. And amongst the million things that you do, you make sure to get the kids to school. You make sure to get them home from school. You make sure that a household is always fully under control when I'm out doing whatever it is I do on a daily basis. But on top of that, you somehow manage to not only help me run Mindshare 101 Inc., but you have your own international makeup business called The Makeup Mom.
Yeah.
You've got another business with your partner, Karen, called The Social Sisters. Yep. And last week on the show, I had laid out a 3-step process for how everybody can dominate 2020 and this new decade we're in. And what I did was I took people through 3 steps. Number one, step 1 was setting goals and creating resolutions. Step 2 was managing time so that people can get it all done. And then step 3 revolved around consistency. And we both know, and I mean, we talk about this a lot, but plans are boring. Habits can be. And the same old is just that. It's just the same old, right? So consistency is hard, and in fact, becomes the absolute hardest part of the entire process. So following up on that, as I just outlined, you always have a ton on your plate. And what blows me away, and I said this to you the other day, what blows me away is that not only do you manage to get it all done, you're so cool and calm about it. So what I want to do is share with everybody today, how do you do that? What is the trick to how you manage literally everything that you do?
Okay. Well, I think being a mom and a woman, we get a lot done, but not to take away from men who also have a lot on their plate, right? They feel a lot on their shoulders. So this is about 5 years ago. Um, we had Joshua and Leah, and
Well,
I
we had
was,
Joshua 8 years ago, sweetheart.
yeah. I'm saying at that time we had already both of them.
This is going to be fun.
I can't flip the bird to you. Um, and I wanted more in my life, right? Everyone has these big goals and these big things that they want to accomplish, but yet they're unsure where to start and where to go. And so for me, in my industry, it's heavily focused on personal development. And I dove deep into personal development, which means I stopped listening to radio and TV and I started listening to books and reading books and listening to any training I possibly can whenever I could consume it. I'd throw my earbuds in, and if I was cleaning, if I was driving, if I was cooking, when the kids were asleep, when you were working, you at hockey, I would literally dive deep into personal development. And I think that's what really changed my outlook and how nervous I was that so much had to get done and I wanted so much more in life, but I wasn't sure how to get it and where to go for it. And so, personal development really put me onto a different playing field. And I'm sure you noticed a big change in me when I
Yeah.
started talking to you about like, you really need to start reading. And this was years ago, like 5 years ago, right? But three things stuck with me with personal development. Three sayings stuck with me. The first saying was, if I can, why can't you? And there are so many realtors out there that are crushing it. They are crushing it. And they're no superhero. They're human, right? Just like us. And it's like when you want something in your industry,
You're a
just know that
superhero. You're my superhero.
sorry.
You're my
Oh,
superhero.
thank you. Don't make me blush. There are other people out there doing the things that you say you want to do or you need to do, and they're no different than us. So you have to remember, if you want it, if you want things to really happen, the other people that are doing it are the same as you. So, I looked at people in my industry that were killing it. And it was like, they are no different than me. So if they can, why can't I? Well, and then all the excuses came up. Well, I have two kids. Well, Dave works full time and it's just me at home by myself. Well, I don't have the knowledge. Well, the list goes on and on and on. I don't have the time. Listen, Beyonce has 24 hours in a day. Jennifer Greenspan has 24 hours in a day. Okay. Like if she can do it all, so can I. Right. And so that mentality really stuck with me. The other thing was, it takes the average millionaire 7 different income streams. That blew my mind. Like I literally thought successful people did one thing and that was it, right? Like that's how I thought. But if they have 7 different income streams, which means they have to literally have their focus on so many other things to bring in that income. And again, income isn't the be all and end all for everybody. But at the end of the day, let's face it, a lot of people, I'm gonna say everyone, is looking for more money. And how do you do that off of one thing that you do? And if the average millionaire has 7, well, I'm at home, I got nothing, right? So where am I starting, right? 5 years later, I'm counting at least 5 now that I can actually say will bring in income, is bringing in income, right? So I'm not done being busy, right? I got 2 more to go. I need to find those 2 more. What are they?
See,
Right?
that's what I mean. So cool, calm, and collected, and yet here you are going, okay, I need more. I got to do more. But it's interesting because you just said something too, off of the first thing that you mentioned there about personal development, how that helped you change that mindset around going, okay, I don't need to do it all right now. I got to relax a little bit. I've got to take it easy. And it started to help you
Yeah.
calm down the way you were thinking about things. Yet here you are going, I got to do more. And so there's this paradigm shift almost going on that says and this is the question right there, right? 5 different income streams, that you're counting there, and there's still 2 more to go in your mind in the way you're working this through. And I mean, again, I think it's amazing. anybody listening to this, then, if they're sitting there going, oh my God, so, I'm just trying to keep up with what I have to do in a day. That's a lot to think about.
Well, they some people may or may have not heard of the 80-20 rule. And the 80-20 rule is 80% of your results comes from 20% of your efforts. That's it. So if you're saying in a day, you give 100% of your effort every single time, every single day, well, is those 100% of your efforts truly focused on the 80% of the result that you're going to receive? No, right? A lot of the times our focus is on so many other things that aren't income producing.
Oh, I
And
know.
so you have to really focus. So if it's only 20% of my efforts, that 20% has to be everything. So I try to up that 20% so I can get more results. So you have to remember, what is it that you're doing in a day? And is it truly income producing? If it's not, put it aside, right? Put it aside for the times that, you have downtime, right? Like, don't get me wrong, do we sit on the carpet and play with the kids? Yes, right? But there are times where I'm like, guys, it's read time, right? Mommy needs to read, you need to read, right? All right, we both try to incorporate our kids in our work because it's our life, right? You have to love what you do. And when you love what you do, that consistency isn't so hard anymore. It's you want to do it. Like I would wake up, I want to do a lot, right? I want to connect with people. I want to read, right? That became consistent, but I loved it more.
So I got a question that, because I think you said you had three things, and I think I cut you off after the second one. Am I right? Pardon me. Okay, there was two things. Okay, so I didn't cut you off there. So no.
No, sorry. You're right. There was three. Yeah, there was three. One more.
Sorry. What did you say? I'm what?
Stop.
No. I want to know. What did you say?
I didn't say you're right.
She said it. I'm
That's
right. I gotta, so you know that I got that one recorded, right? I'm gonna put that one like on a loop, and I'm just gonna like, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right. Maybe create a GIF out of it for you too.
I have to sometimes give it to you, okay? Yeah. The last one was universe, God, whatever it is, your higher power that you believe in rewards action. So you can manifest, you can desire, you can want everything in the world, but you just can't sit back and do nothing about it. You have to have action. You have to have massive action in order for something to change and in order for things to happen. And so I started to really take action. What are those things that are going to get me there? And with real estate, it's hard because you can't be at 5 listings at once. You can't talk to 500 people at one time. But you need to prioritize, and you need to understand that your business is just as important as your family life, and you have to incorporate it somehow. Get creative, right? If the realtor beside you is killing it, what is it that he's doing or she's doing that is different from what you're doing? Learn, embrace as much learning as you possibly can.
Okay, so you labeled off those three things then, right? We talked about reading, changing the mindset, and then what was that third thing? I'm sorry, you just mentioned?
Taking action
and just actually doing something, right? So here's one then. Most people right now are just getting back to work because, again, in the face of all of this stuff you're doing, again, there's that cool, calm collectiveness, right? So taking kind of what you just shared there and sort of putting that into action for people so they can kind of go, how do I put that together? A lot of people, most people are literally just getting back to the normal grind this week, right? And I mean, I know you and I, we've been planning sort of since mid-November. We used December to really put everything together and make sure that we were out of the gate running like Gen 1. I mean, I know we were both buckled down on the computer on January 1st. Go figure. We should have been relaxing, but whatever. But there's still so many people in that kind of, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. What should I do today? I'm watching this live. But what do you suggest people do? Today even, to get themselves back to full speed, and kind of playing off of the stuff you just talked about as well, right? The mindset, the action, knowing what you got to do. I mean, what are some of those things that you would suggest to people that they do?
I would really say to figure out what you want this year, right? So if it's you want an extra $100,000, let's just say, okay? So what is that one goal? Focus on that one thing you really want. Is it weight loss? Is it money? Is it time freedom? What is it? Okay, in that 12 months, and you just have to break it down. You just have to break it down. Okay, so if this is what I want, how do I break it down per month? And what do I got to do in that month to get there? And your actions have to be simple and realistic, and you have to just implement them. That's it. I know it sounds so simple, and you're just like, well, that just sounds really easy. But at the end of the day, a lot of people don't even know what it is they really want, right? They may just want, one extra deal a month. Well, if it's one extra deal a month, what are those activities that are going to get you that one deal a month? That's it. It's not hard. I would say stop every TV show and radio music you can listen to, plug in those headphones, take any type of learning. Like I took your challenge, right? Right? The Mind Your challenge as well. Like if there is an opportunity to take any type of learning, do it. Because when you're feeding your brain, you are giving your brain extra ideas. So many ideas will come from just listening to some learning. Like prior to getting on here, I listened to it was an Instagram trainer who was talking about goals, and everything she said I had already known, right? Like I already know it. But even though I know it doesn't mean, oh well, I know it and forget it. I don't have to listen to it again. No, with that mentality, you are already stopping and blocking your mind and yourself from absorbing more, because every time you listen to something, it's like watching the one movie 5 times. You catch different jokes all the
Yeah,
time,
that's a good point. Yeah.
right? And so when you're learning something, even though you've already learned it, your mind spins differently, and you get different ideas. You are more open to other things that are said. Like it's just really, really dive deep into personal development. It's a non-negotiable. Like
And
I
so,
don't go to bed without having to read something in that day, writing my gratitude journal, um and really trying to make a difference in my personal development.
it's funny. People are probably going, she sounds like him.
Yeah.
Everybody that's heard me go off about goal setting and intentions and gratitude, that, and I've literally attributed all that to this woman right here. I was, as I've said it to many people before, and as Jennifer, to me, that was something that I didn't do. That was something that to me, it was like, yeah, whatever. I just want to keep moving. I want to keep building. I want to keep whatever. And I move too fast all the time.
Yeah.
There was that moment though, a couple of years ago, where we started to do that, and you finally got me there, and I started to do it, and I started to actually break down goals. And when I come back to that question I asked around, what should people be doing to get back at full speed? What you said is exactly there. And I want to play off that for a moment and break that down and say, it's exactly that. By understanding what we want in life, we are then able to break down that big macro picture, that big picture of what we ultimately want, right down to these tiny little chunks, which we call our daily activities.
Yep.
And by just having a reference point of what it is we want in life, and by dissecting that to break it down to what I have to do today, well, ultimately, I'm getting things done. And now that sort of 80-20 that you talked about, now all that effort that I'm putting forward is really going towards that ultimate goal that I want to hit. And so again, as you sit here listening to this and watching this, and you're wondering to yourself, well, how, still you've got this question of what do I want to do today? What do I have to do? Yeah, you want a deal. You want to go get more business. I got it. You want to make money. Bottom line, let's take it there. So now when we talk about making money, what do you need to do to make money?
Yeah.
Right. And we know in this business, in all of our business, no matter what you sell, it's about connecting with people. And like you said, you're on your phone, you're reading books, you're out there, you're doing lives, you're doing videos. And I want to talk to your social media and your video in just a second here, because that's something big that people struggle with as well.
Yeah.
But It's, again, what are those daily action items? It's as simply put as understanding what it is ultimately that you want in life. And it could be that you sit down today and you say, I want to do 50 deals this year. I want to do 20 deals this year. I want to do 150 deals. Whatever you sell and what you do, how many deals you want to do? How many do you need to do? Literally, if that's how many you want to do in a year, how many do you need to do in a month, a week, a day, right? What are those action items that are going to take you there? And so as you look at...
And sometimes those action items aren't things you want to do, right?
Oh, no, most of the time. That's a great, most of the time they're not.
You don't want to do them, but it's those items that I do first, okay? Like with real estate is the same in my industry, network marketing, prospecting. You don't want to do that, but it is something that has to get done in order to move forward. That is an income producing activity. So guess what? I do it first. I get it off the list.
Right? Okay, hold on. Wait. This goes back to the first question that I had then. So here you are going, well, you may not want to do it, but that's the first thing you do. Yeah, but it keeps piling up. And every time I finish something, I've got 2 more somethings to do. And next thing I know, I got 10 somethings to do, and I'm knee deep. Like I'm overwhelmed. What do I do now? How do you deal with that? Because they continue to pile on.
They do.
Do you write it down somewhere? Do you just take a deep breath? Or is that just, are you just one of the fortunate, lucky ones in this world that don't stress about this stuff?
No, I stress.
I mean, you stress more over what we're going to have for dinner than all the stuff that you do and all the businesses you run, like everything you do in a day. You stress more over like, what are we going to eat?
Yeah.
It's unreal.
Yeah, I know.
And by the way, for everybody,
okay,
she is the best chef in the entire world. I gave the pasta. I brought the pasta in today. I'm disappointed I'm not going to get
it. What's happening? Hold on. It says host your own Zoom meeting, but our video.
No, we're on a Zoom meeting, sweetie. Don't go anywhere.
Stop it, David.
Just stay with me
here.
Here
we go. Okay, no, my computer went.
Okay, here. Tell me this then. I don't even know if you just answered the last question I asked you.
It's okay.
You always do this. You distract me. Here. No, but seriously.
We were talking about doing the things that you don't want to do first. You have
okay, yeah. No.
Yes, things pile on. Yes, things pile on. And for me, I'm a pen and paper kind of gal. I have a piece of paper and I have my different companies. I have, the Mindshare Inc. and I have my Social Sisters and I have the Makeup Mom. And when I have ideas or things pile up, I jot them down. And then when I get done, no matter what, my non-negotiable, my DMO, my daily method of operation gets done first and foremost, no matter what, no ifs, ands, or buts, unless the school calls me. Other than that, it's the first thing I do. Once I get through that list, and once I get through my DMO, because I know I've written down what those are in a day that are going to help me get to my results and to my goals, then I will look at the list of things that keep piling on, and I will pick from there, again, the ones that are most important. Some I get done in a day and some I don't, but I do not go to bed without my DMO done. That's it. It's a non-negotiable. And my DMO has write my gratitude journal and personal development in there, no matter what, because that's personal. That is something I feel keeps me grounded, keeps me level-headed, keeps me laser focused.
It's a good one. You know what? And I find writing it down as well. And obviously, again, we know that about each other, but writing everything down, like I love my pen and paper. I operate everything off of my calendar, which is in my CRM, so that it's accessible everywhere I go. But I find that there's that creative sense of it where when I take and I put it on paper, it brings it to life. And again, we've talked about that when it talks about it.
Like that.
Well, intentions and gratitude and all that other stuff, right? We've talked about that. And that may not be the method that everybody, like you just said, everybody goes by. But if you take voice notes for yourself, or if you mark it down in a phone, or if you mark it down, on a piece of paper, write it on your mirror in your bathroom. So when you wake up in the morning, like I don't care where you put it, but it's what am I going to do when I get up, so that I know exactly what my day looks like. And that's where, again, I always recommend that 15 to 20 minutes, as 15 to 20 minutes every single night before you go to bed. Just get your thoughts together, right? What were you grateful for? What do you need to do tomorrow? Now you can go to bed rewarded for what you did all day, happy about the way the day went. You can wake up in the morning ready to go. You know exactly what you need to get done. You get it done. And again, as long as we're following what we're really trying to achieve in the big picture, we're getting to where we want to go.
Yeah.
And not every day is going to be sunshine and lollipops.
No.
But you still keep it so calm. I don't get it. But here, like above and beyond holding down the fort at home for our two amazing little people, which, as I will publicly live on air admit, is the absolute hardest, most demanding job on this planet
Oh yeah.
as a mom.
Yeah.
And to all moms out there, I give you total credit. But you also run a makeup company which has sold over $100,000 in product from the comfort of your home, like literally, like just being at home, not even leaving anywhere. I mean, it's, I think Amazon, UPS, and Canada Post are like best friends with you. They literally honk, like you won't even be outside. They'll be just driving by the street. And they'll like give a honk and like wave at me. They're like, hey, you just seem to know all these courier people. There's always stuff coming in and out. But tell us more about the Makeup Mom. Who is your target market? What specifically are you helping people with?
So
this is one of your like few businesses, right?
This was my first. This was my first. This was something that I needed to do. I needed to do something different than just be a mom. I needed to use my brain. I needed to go back to work, but I didn't want to do it out of the home. I wanted to raise our kids. We've always had that, discussion that, we want to raise our kids from home on our own. And so network marketing kind of fell into my lap. And everyone has the stigma around it. But what's so funny, being with you in the real estate world, real estate and network marketing, I can't even tell you how parallel the industries are. And it is about networking. It is about prospecting. It is about building relationships. It is about being consistent. Like everything they teach that you need to do being a realtor is the exact same in network marketing. And so when I first started, I didn't wear makeup. I had zero clue. As you know, you're like, what? You're going to do what? But I learned. I learned as I went along, and I realized that, excuse me, I realized that I was feeling different about myself, and I wanted to teach other moms that, we're more than just moms, right? So that's kind of how it happened. I'm more into holistic medicine. Some may already know that by following me. I'm not into Western medicine. So when I found the natural-based life, I loved it. I had a passion for it. People have a passion for real estate, right? When you're passionate about something, it just comes easy. And so it's something that evolved, and I keep learning as I go. And I've built a company selling amazing product and helping other women, with passive income, right? Again, where are those 7 streams of income coming from? If you have one, where is the other ones coming from? And so I help other women do the same. And if I'm able to do it from the comfort of my own little home here up in Richmond Hill, right? Anyone can.
Well, and that's the thing too, is that, and that's one thing that I came to learn about what you do with the Makeup Mom. And that took some time as well, because it's what I find you doing on a regular basis. And this is something that people need to understand right now. So hear me clearly on this one. She's not just selling makeup, right? She's helping people become more confident and comfortable within their own skin. She's helping people be able to get out there and create that next stream of income, or that maybe primary source of income, by instilling the confidence that they can do it while they're at home, while they're out running, while they're by themselves, while they don't have a team, while they don't have a support system. This is possible.
100%.
And so that's what to me is the bigger play on the Makeup Mom. I mean, yeah, the byproduct is, people are buying makeup. But I think that, in the forefront, which sounds kind of interesting because it's almost ass backwards the way I just said it, right? Yeah. But in the forefront is the way you help people. Yeah. I mean, I see you talking to people on a regular basis, networking with people on a regular basis. I hear the motivation you instill in people. And so to that, and this is why I said I want everybody to listen to this one. Real estate, if you put it back into that sense, is just part of what you do. You help people buy and sell, right? Yeah. You help facilitate the deal, putting the pen to paper, moving paper around.
You make people feel more comfortable about one of their biggest purchases.
Okay, like comfort. You give people comfort. Great point, right? They're giving people comfort. And so in that, It's how are you adding value,
Yeah.
right? How are
Yeah.
you helping people? What are you doing on a daily basis for people to recognize that you are the person that they should hire, they should
Yeah.
work with, right?
Yeah.
How are you doing that? So,
Same as me. Like, how do you know how hard it is to compete with Mac and Sephora? Like, why should someone purchase makeup from me? Again, as opposed to going to somewhere else or someone else. It again, the industry is so similar. It's insane. But it's, yes, you need to do your income producing activities, but you still got to be building those relationships, right? And how do you do it? By providing value, right?
well,
And
and I'm
that's
going to talk to
everything.
that in a moment because there's something I wanted to bring up. Just but before I get there, I was going to mention that you, just like me, we're both incredibly active on social media. I think it's probably funny for so many people that kind of like follow both of us or something. They're like, oh my god, like do they have like just cameras set up in their entire
Yeah.
house and they just like everything they do? It's like a reality TV show.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and to some people they might say it's too much, and they might say that it's out there, or it's I can't believe like I know everything about their life. Like, and I would say to everybody, no, you don't. You don't even know half of it.
You
You
know
know
what?
what we want you to know. You know what we allow you to know.
That,
Um,
and for me, I look at it different. I
no, you don't agree with me, eh? Go figure.
No, I definitely agree with that point. I definitely agree with that point. I don't care. I
No, but
don't
I'm with
care
you.
if
That's my
someone
point,
thinks that
though.
way, because how someone else perceives you, their perception doesn't pay your bills. Their perception of you doesn't get you to your goal. So you have to stop thinking about what others are going to think or say about you. You
Okay,
know,
hold
you
on.
just
Here,
have to.
you and I both graduated from marketing way back when, and that's actually where we met, like 17 or 18 years ago or something,
Mhm.
right? But we both understand the world of marketing, and I mean, we both know that any business, to get itself out there, to promote itself, to get people to understand and to build that mind share, you cannot market just solely through one channel,
No.
right? So as much as we're using social media, social cannot be the only focus of what we do for marketing to build our brands, right? And I mean, again, everybody needs to be focused on building mind share, but you need to be using all 7 channels to do it, not just the one. And so, and we also know that not everybody's going to see everything that we do, no matter
No.
which channel we're using, be it email, be it a phone call, be it, whether they got the voicemail, the text message, or, the Facebook post or whatever. So the more channels that we leverage, the more we deliver the right message to the right audience, again, the more mind share we're building,
Yeah.
which inevitably leads to more market share for us
Yeah.
as we continue, because it's important that we remain, and you said this before, consistent with how we execute every day, right?
Yeah.
So as you're talking about social, you're talking about the comfort factor and not caring. And I know when you say you don't care, you don't mean that in any negative tone
No,
to
no,
anybody,
no.
but you know, for your social media, because this is such it's such a big learning curve for people, right? There's one thing that seems like it's simple. You can go to Facebook, your Instagram, whatever, open up an account, literally like post a picture or say something and hit post. And I mean, I say to anybody, like, click the button, right? It's
Yeah.
that easy.
Yeah.
But now we talk about comfort. And I hear it so often from people as I come off a stage, or I'm speaking on the phone or whatever, is, well, why do people want to listen to me? Nobody cares about me. Nobody's interested in what I have to do, right? So how did you get comfortable getting on social media? I mean, literally just clicking the button and putting yourself out there, because we didn't
It
do
took a
this years
while.
ago, right?
Yeah, it definitely took a while. You know, I truly feel like I would probably be further ahead in my network marketing business had I been more comfortable earlier on. But I think that's because um, I wasn't confident, and I think the confidence came with personal development, as as well as um, confidence and just going ahead and clicking that button came from fear. Stands for two things. You either face everything and run, or you face everything and rise. And so I just kind of said the hell with it, and I have to put myself out there because I'm not getting further ahead with my goals by just being scared. Now, you always need that that excitement, that, oh my gosh, like what's this going to happen? And that's when the magic happens. And so I just kept clicking go live. And it's like a muscle. Every time I hit go live, I got less and less scared. It's like going to the gym. Your muscles hurt so bad when you go to the gym, like doing weights.
Oh
But the
boy, do
more you
everybody knows about that, and that's why most people are going to stop in the next week or so. Like, yeah, I did the gym, but I'm done with that.
yeah.
Right? New Year's
but
resolutions.
but you have to just continue doing it, and you'll work that muscle. It's part of work, right? The more you do it, the better you get at it. And so I just kept clicking live, and people will be like, "Oh, I saw your live." Don't get me wrong. I don't have a ton of views live, and I don't have a ton of likes, but the amount of people that tell me they watch, it's kind of funny. It's like, well, why don't you engage? Why don't you try that? But whatever. I just let it go. It doesn't matter. I just know that I'm making a difference. I just got a message the other day saying how I inspired someone. Those messages, like on my vision board, on our vision board, is to inspire women every day. And when I get a message every day, that's rewarding. That's fulfilling. That to me is success.
But it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen from just one post. It happens because of the consistency of what you do.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're always out there.
Yeah. I had to stay focused, and I had to know what are those things that I really want. And you just have to be consistent. I know it's hard, but
okay. So here then, but consistent with what? Like, I get that I got to click the button, but what should I post? What do I say? And so you're out there again. It was like the first time that you went to do it, you had to come up with something to say. Then you probably, just like any of us, don't get the amount of views you thought you were going to get maybe that day. And so you kind of go, okay, I'm done. How did that go? I don't know how I feel. And too many, most people go, it didn't work. My audience doesn't care about it. My people don't go on social. No. Listen, people, there are 7 billion people on this planet. More than 50% of them are on social media. Get that one through your mind, right?
Yeah.
So everybody is there. I don't care what age group they're at. They're on some form of social media somewhere.
And again, even if they're not on social regularly, when they come across your name and they come across real estate, the first place they're going to isn't social. Google. Yeah. They're going to social. They're going to Facebook. They're going to Instagram. They're going to see who that person is. What is it they do? Do they have a presence? Like, so even though that they may not be on there regularly, doesn't mean that they don't go there to see who you are. Right? So you have to keep building. Our world is going digital. If we like it or not, it really is, most of it. And so you have to go with the times, right? Like, their brick and mortar stores are closing by the days, and everyone is online, like it or not.
Picture a library, right? And you walk in and it's full of books, right? And you look at these books, never mind a library, somebody's bookshelf. Like we were watching Bill's Mind the other day about the documentary of Bill Gates,
Bill's
right?
library,
and they showed that library inside of his home. And they were talking about the fact that he's read all these books. Yeah. And I mean, there are literally hundreds, thousands of books in this place. And you start to go, and how did he read all these books?
Yeah, put it this way.
He did it over time. He did it over consistency, right? And then when you talk about going back to your social media, the Instagram, the Facebook, and everything else, and that's where people check you out. Well, the sooner you start, the deeper library you have, the more content people can look at, the more they get a sense of who you are.
Yeah.
The longer it takes you to do that, the less you have, the less engaged they will be, the less there will be to see, the less they will pay attention to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So here then, from clicking the button the first time, you had to come up with content.
God,
I just said
posts were the worst. They were the worst. I literally, again, I had no idea what I was doing back in the day, and
we still don't know what we're doing. We just do it.
Right? But you learn and you absorb and you go and teach. So if you're wondering ever what to post about and you want to,
well, I was just going to ask you that. How do you come up with what to post all the time? I was going to get there.
It's an acronym. Ready? Write this down. ILT.
ILT.
ILT. You invest your time or your money to learn something so you can go teach it. And that's it.
Okay.
So
Okay. So spin that. Let's spin that for our audience here
for realtors,
today.
for sure. So go learn a DIY. Go learn how to refurbish, I don't know, a desk, right? Someone has a desk, they absolutely love it. But, you know, it doesn't really look nice in their home or whatever it is, okay? And they want to keep this desk. Go learn how to quickly refurbish it and go teach it to someone. Because someone in your audience, their realtor is telling them, get rid of that desk because it's ugly. And they're like, but it was my grandmother's. I absolutely love it. Go learn how to refurbish it. Teach someone that. Why not? Why not? So the next time someone's like, oh, you know, I have this chair and I have to go throw it out. Like, it's just ugly. They could be like, no, my realtor taught me how to refurbish a chair. Like, I know it sounds crazy because, you know, what does refurbishing have to do with real estate? But it does. They're items in your home, right? They're things that are there. Learn how to, I don't know, something else. Like, again,
Well, it could be
makeup.
educating people on the market. It could be educating people in the
Anything.
neighborhood. It could be the community around you. It could be so
But it
content
doesn't have
there.
to always be just about your industry. Like, I do a lot of cooking videos. I do a ton of cooking videos. I have people messaging me saying, can you open up your own cooking Facebook channel? Like, what?
So here, how often are you posting a video then in a day or a week?
I try to post a video. I want to post a video every day between my 3 businesses. So that's kind of difficult.
A video for each business?
No, I try to go live at least once a day.
Okay.
In one of my businesses.
Okay.
But I try to go, like, on my timeline, I try to go live, you know, at least 3 to 4 times a week. If not, if I could do more, I'd do more. Again, remember, also stories are becoming more dominant than a timeline feed. So you try to keep your stories more engaged, because a post on your feed stays up for about 6 hours, but a post on your story stays on for 24 hours.
Right. And we know that people are watching stories at least 15 times more than they're scrolling through your timeline feed.
Exactly.
So when it comes to the videos then, so you're trying to do a video every day, you said?
Yes.
And is that a live or is that a recorded video?
Live.
It's always live.
Live.
Why?
Recorded videos aren't as played as much. Like, they're still getting quite a bit of traction. I mean, you'll see some videos out there that are pre-recorded videos that have, you know, great views. It's just that Facebook Live is trying to compete with YouTube. Just as. And so they are going to reward live views and people that are viewing, people that are engaging in it, because they want their feed. They want people to go to Facebook for entertainment, education, right? And so that's why they will reward live videos over posted videos. So the other day I did a live video. I got 300 and something views, 340, and I posted a video the other day and I got 0.
Wow. Right? Big difference. 0. And I think it's funny because as much as Facebook has come out and said, as much as Facebook has come out and said, like, you know, Facebook's going to be more than 50% video by the end of 2020, they're really supporting the lives more than they are the recorded videos. And I know I do. I mean, I release a Mindshare video once a week, and it is a recorded video. It's part of, you know, my marketing strategy. It's part of building Mindshare out there. That being said, I can see the way that's really drastically changed in the past 4 or 5 months, where when we do our lives, it's one thing. When we post up a recorded video, the video views have dropped significantly. And now, I believe that's just based on algorithms.
You can
from everything we're learning.
Your live videos on Facebook.
Pardon me?
You can save your live videos on Facebook.
Well, they're saved on Facebook, but you mean save them to grab them and post them up somewhere else?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So what happens is, once your live is done, so let's say you want to repurpose your live and you want to put it up on a different platform. You want to put it on your website. You want to send it out via email to your people as, hey, I just taught this, or I just learned this, or check this out, this live that I did, and you want to send that out via email. After your live is done, go back to your feed in the top right. You can only do this on a computer as of right now, not on mobile. But you go to the top right and you click the buttons. There should say download, and it downloads your video.
And so you could go throw that on your YouTube channel. You could go throw that on your LinkedIn.
IGTV.
You could, yeah, IGTV.
So what I do is I do most of my
multiverse.
lives vertical. I'll go on my computer, I'll save it, and then I'll upload it to IGTV.
Got it. So you're going to record vertical when you do those.
Always.
Yeah. Okay. So you're doing lives almost every day. Pardon me?
He said you get more real estate when you do it live, right? You're more of the whole feed.
You get more real estate on people's feed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're doing a live on a regular basis. You are always going live. It's not recorded stuff that you're doing. And then, we talk about, I mean, a lot of people are scared to get on camera. So we just talked about the fear around social media. And that's been a very underlying topic through a lot of these different podcasts we've been recording for the Mindshare podcast lately. But because we're finding that a lot of people are having struggles with this. There's so many stalkers out there, people that are, and I love you all for everybody that's watching right now, Michelle, Julie, Grace, Ant, Rob, Karen, Cheryl, like everybody's watching who's tuned in, at some parts of today's broadcast. And not specifically pointing any of these people out, but just in general to anybody, it's people are scared to post. People will watch, people will look, but people will a lot of the time not actually post or even say anything. So now we talk about the fear of posting on social media, and we just brought up video, never mind recorded video where people have the chance to edit this stuff. We're talking about going live, like right now the way we are, where it's anything could happen.
Yeah, and again, I hate recorded video because it's like you feel like you have to be perfect, and you're like, oh, I don't like what I just said, and then you're gonna stop, and then you're gonna play again. Whereas live, you can just be like, oh shit, I just whatever, and you're more yourself, right? People can build that. You could be more real. Right?
But here, from video to just posting on social, how important is it for people to get over that fear with video and start leveraging it? Like, I mean, if people said, you know what, it's not for me, I just don't want to do it. And there are people out there, and I got,
you don't have to,
all the respect.
I built this business not on live videos, right? Like there are ways that you can build a following and not do lives. It's totally possible. But you also have to remember.
But not do lives. What about any video at all?
Sorry.
Are you
not do any? No, not video. I just wanted to say that. Sorry, not do any video at all. Listen, video is the easiest and fastest way for someone to connect with you and really get to know you. It just is, right? But if you are truly uncomfortable, like you're just like, listen, I break out in hives. I know a girl who literally breaks out in hives before she goes live, but she does it anyways because.
Is she still breaking out in hives now?
Yeah.
She still gets it.
She still gets it.
Still scared.
She's still scared.
But she's doing it.
But she does it anyways.
Get over her fear, right?
You just have to. But again, you can still build your business. You can still build your following without going live. That you can, right? You just have to. You have to be more raw, and you have to be more real, and you have to provide insane amounts of value, and you really have to get people to get to know you. So then use your stories as behind the scenes of like, the day in the life of you, your weekends, the things you eat. It doesn't even have to be you, but get people to start to get to know you. And then what you post on your actual feed and your timeline, consider that as like mini blogging. Take some time, really put some thought into what it is that you're posting. Remember, people come on social media to be entertained or to educate.
Motivated, inspired.
100%. Right?
Learning something. Absolutely.
Exactly. When they go on, they're not looking to, just scroll.
Well, here. Okay. So People want to, for the most part, okay. Yeah, Facebook has a place that you can go shopping and other things, but I mean, people are, and I've joked about this many times. So some folks here listening and watching have heard this, and you've probably heard this one, but this is the old brick breaker from BlackBerry, social media, right?
Yeah.
Like we get on there and we don't even know how we got there sometimes. Like you might have
Yeah.
opened up social media right now while we're talking on this podcast. And it's like we don't even realize what we're doing half the time. It's just this automatic like twitch, this habit where social media, right? So we pop it open. So everybody's going to that. And when they get there, they're not looking to be sold. They're not looking to see, what your latest listing was, your open house was. I mean, it's good to promote that stuff, but if you're not mixing in the organic,
Sure.
who you are, building that library we talked about,
Yeah.
where people get to see who you are for real, then they're going to scroll right past you because you're just a business promoting something.
Yeah.
And so I want to talk about this one for a second. I want to go back to what you just brought up about the cooking videos, because I know the other day, I believe I posted a photo. It was Happy New Year. I think this was the post that this came up of, but it was a photo of you and I was just wishing everybody Happy New Year. And I mean, we got a lot of traction on that post in terms of just a lot of people liking and commenting. But one person made a comment and said, "I love your cooking videos. I watch every single one of them. They're so inspirational." Now,
Yeah.
let's remember something, everybody here. Jennifer does not sell food. She does not sell cooking classes. She does not do anything in her business world that has anything to do with cooking.
No.
But she is the best cook in the world. Forgive me, everybody. It is what it is. You got to accept it. But that said, Jen, you're doing cooking videos. You're teaching people how to make Nutella cookies, Toblerone cookies, pasta, banana breads. I, I don't even. I mean, I can list off so many pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, she can literally cook anything. Why are you doing food videos? And how much traction have you had around those food videos? And what has that done to kind of, bring the business end back into it? Do you get people that are like, "Oh my God, I love your video. What do you do?" Or "I
Yeah,
love your
I get
video."
more traction on my cooking videos. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get more traction on my cooking videos than I do my makeup videos. I do them because cooking is also one of my passions. I absolutely love it. And I'm providing that extra value. I get a lot of traction when I post things about homopathy and about cooking, and then I gain new followers, and I gain um, new friends. And then when I do a makeup tutorial, or I do um, something along, around my business, um, even with the social sisters, I got new customers because I also have new followers, right?
Right.
So I do it to build my audience and to provide extra value on top of something completely different, right?
Oh,
Like, again, real estate is not your only thing you love. What else do you love? Do you love scrapbooking? Do you love wrestling? Do you love hockey? Do
did you
you
say
love,
wrestling?
yeah, I don't know, I just thought of wrestling.
Yeah, it was kind of random.
Yeah, whatever. Baseball. The Leafs. What is it that you love, and show people about that, right? Like, Dave builds Mindshare, but people also know Dave as a die-hard Leafs fan,
Go
right?
Leafs,
So
go!
you'll have realtors that you've never spoken to message you being like, "Hey, your team won," right? And it's nice to be able to connect with more people on a different level, not just based on work. So if you are wondering things to post, here are a couple ideas, okay? Um, Obviously, your life, family, leisure, okay? The other thing is value post. Give value of something, maybe in your industry, not in your industry. Share other people's lives. Facebook also likes to reward that. When you share other people's lives, when it comes to your lives, they'll push your life out. Okay. Success stories. Success stories on anything. There are so much bad news out there that people love to hear success stories. Okay, so success stories with one of your clients, success stories with one of your coworkers, um, success stories about your kids. Anything. Success stories are huge. Power posts. Power posts are things that are very, very powerful in the sense that, so for instance, um, try, of course, I'm like on and now I got to think of something.
That's
No,
okay. No, I get
right?
it. Like,
Yeah,
they're good points though that you're making, and they're very valuable tips there, because again, it is that importance that as people are connecting with your cooking videos, they are now following you more, or the the medication stuff that we talked about, just in terms of the type of medicine you like, the holistic stuff more than the Western stuff. But the
yeah,
more you're educating people on that, the more they're learning. Now it's value add. You're giving them something. There's now
yeah,
reciprocity because they're watching, and now
yeah,
they're tuned into you. They're not tuned off of you. And
yeah,
the next time you post a video, which may be related more to makeup or one of your other businesses, now people are going to be more inclined to pay attention for that moment, because they enjoy the content you put out, because they know that every time you're there, you're teaching them something.
yeah,
So again, in the real estate industry, if you're talking about the market and the community and the and things around the house and tips and tricks and fixer uppers and whatever it is, if you're talking about the fact that you like to rebuild cars, or you like Harleys like I do, or you like the Leafs, whatever it is, what's your interest? Vacation, travel, reading, you name it. The more
yeah,
you're sharing about that, the more people are learning about you, the more they're learning whether they do or they don't like you, because they're in perception. And unfortunately, perception is a real thing. And
yeah,
now what they're doing is, again, they're going to decide whether to tune in or tune out of you.
yeah,
So it's a great point you make there. I mean, because hence why you put up the cooking videos, right?
yeah,
So speaking of again, continuing sort of with this theme of social media for a moment here, you've also got the Social Sisters with your partner Karen, who's absolutely amazing.
yeah.
And Karen, if you're watching, what's up? But tell us more. What are you guys offering with the Social Sisters? How are you helping people there?
Social sisters. Um, so my business partner and I, Karen, we created the Social Sisters because we've been in the network marketing industry for 5 years, and we just wanted to be able to provide value and things that work for us in our industry to other people that are in the industry. So not even just necessarily in our same company, but in the industry, because again, direct sales um, is becoming more and more dominant in our world. Again, a lot of brick and mortar stores are closing. And with that, a lot more online sales are happening, and a lot of direct sales companies are happening. Direct sales has been around for centuries. Like, I can't even tell you. I think I want to say like Avon's been around since the 50s, right? Like, that's a direct selling company. So this industry is just getting more and more dominant. And so her and I have collaborated to provide extra value in our industry for those that are there. So we just created our first affirmations book.
You
It
got
is
some
a
fans here watching, Jen.
hi.
Jenny and Allison. There's a few people online here. Social Sisters, what up?
Hi. We just created a little pocket book. It's called Self Love Matters, and it's 100 affirmations. So this goes along with our daily um, method of operation every day when it comes to personal development. And the first thing you do when you wake up is grab your phone. That is the worst thing you can do for your brain.
Worst thing in the
The
world.
worst. Okay, so in the morning, every morning, I have one of these books in my purse, and I have one by my bed. And
And
when
you
I
guys
wake up,
made those books, right?
yes, we
You guys
did.
are selling
This
a
is our,
shitload of those books, aren't you?
we just, yeah. Um, I think, to be very honest, maybe we'll post it in here after the link on how you can grab one. So it's
Yeah, for
100
sure.
affirmations. And every morning when you wake up, you should be reading at least 3 to 5 affirmations to yourself every day. This changes your mindset. When you are feeling down, I have it in my book. When you feel like, oh my gosh, like this day is like just killing me, pull this out and start reading some affirmations. Self affirmations puts you on a different vibration and a different energy level, like anything else. So it's staying in high energy and maintaining a positive attitude is the key for a happy, healthy life. And so we just created this. We started January. If you are in the network marketing industry, we're starting a Grow You Challenge, like a Mindshare Challenge. This is the month
Mindshare
for
challenge. I've heard of the Mindshare
challenges.
challenge.
This is a month for challenges. Um, and it's just to take your business to the next level, the same as Mindshare Challenge. If you are a realtor, honestly, not because Dave, you're my husband, not because of anything else, but because it really sets you up for a year of success. It really does.
It does, eh? And
It does.
so with all the affirmations and the gratitude and
Wait,
that stuff. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, on top of all of that, we created. A lot of people are more into vision boards. A lot of people have always been into vision boards,
Yeah.
but we created a free master class on how to create the perfect vision board. Um, Last year, Dave and I put a picture up on our vision board, and within, I don't even know, 6 months, a year later, um, one of those visions came to fruition, and more things that we've been putting on our vision
I
board.
still remember your jaw when it hit the floor at that airport when I was like, "Oh my God, look at this." And you were like, "Oh my
Right?
God." Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Vision boards, creating a creating a perfect vision board is very key into your bigger overall goals, not just your yearly goals, but your lifetime goals. And if you don't have the proper vision board, it sends a different message out to the universe, and it's a different and confusing message. So when you are creating a vision board, if it's something that you're going to do, we'll post a link here. I have a free masterclass on
Hmm.
how to create the perfect vision board.
So all of that goes hand in hand with all this talk we've had about social media. We've had about video today. We've talked about, what people need to be doing today to get back at it. How are they going to really dominate for 2020? What are those action items if they're feeling slow or maybe they're out of the gate? Maybe they want to make some adjustments. I mean, all of this goes hand in hand. And
Yeah.
when you talk about affirmations and gratitude and intention setting, this is something, again, a lot of people stay away from because it's a little bit stigma. It's a little bit hocus pocus maybe to many because many haven't done it.
Yeah.
But now I want to tie this back. When you do social media or video or both, and you have a fear around clicking that button, getting it out there and putting yourself out there, recognize something. When you go through and have a positive mindset and you know exactly what you want to do every day, now the social media and video becomes just a piece of the puzzle. It becomes a piece of what you do. And when you do that post and you don't get the reactions, the views, the likes, the comments, maybe you get some negativity from people, and that starts to bring you down. And you start to think to yourself, maybe this is not for me, or maybe my audience isn't liking this. Why am I doing this? It ain't me. Now you come back to what Jen just said about the affirmations and the positive thinking, and you tie the two together and remind yourself that you have a goal of where you're going because you're looking at the vision board. The vision board has the big goal. You're looking at the daily action items, which might include the post or the video or whatever, both, or the reactions to people, which might include the negative mindset because you start to think, I don't know, did they like it? Did they not like it? And again, it all goes hand in hand because why are you doing that? Because you know what your bigger picture is. So all this vision board, if you do think it's hocus pocus, it's the type of stuff that you look at and go, nah, that ain't me. You got to understand that will help you with posting more confidently and more often, and even just starting to get on your social media game. And again, social media just being one channel of how you build mind share, how you build your business out there. But it's a major platform, as Jennifer's saying. As we move forward in this world, it is not going anywhere. It is here to stay.
Yeah.
And as we already talked about a few times today, is you're building your library. You're building this place that people can learn more about you and start to connect with you.
Yeah.
It is a relationship business. We are all in these relationship businesses.
100%.
So I definitely want to post up that course that you just posted. You talked about with manifesting and the vision board. What kind of, give me some final words for our listeners? Anything inspirational that you just want to leave off as we sort of close out today?
Just know that your goals and the things you want in life matter, no matter what anybody else has to say. And nobody else is going to make success happen for you besides you. So if you are holding yourself back, you're holding yourself back for things that can better your life, your family's life, the charities that you want to support, the things you want to do with, family and friends. Like, you have to know that everything you want is on the other side of fear, and you need to just step over that side, and everything else will fall into place.
Love it. Jennifer, sweetheart,
And
as busy as you are, seriously, thank you for making the time today for the Mindshare podcast.
you're welcome. Thank
You're
you
the
for
best.
having me.
You're the best.
Alrighty.
And speaking of courses I also wanted to ask you just before we go,
Oh yeah.
where can people connect with you? Forgive me. I want to make sure that people can reach out to you.
Yeah. Just go on my Facebook feed, Jennifer Greenspan, and everything's there.
Just go to Facebook,
Or
Jennifer
if you're on
Greenspan. Have you got a
Instagram,
tag or a
yeah, no,
site?
Jennifer Greenspan is kind of where I post everything up on my timeline. I keep it open for anybody, so you can follow or friend request me. Also on Instagram, I'm the Makeup Mum, as in MUM, the Makeup Mum. If you're more on Insta than you're on Facebook, and you can also check out the Social Sisters at the Social Sisters on Facebook.
Cool. And you're going to post up that link in the feed after for people for the vision board, because Allison just mentioned that she loves the vision board course. She had no idea that she was going about it all wrong before. So she says thank you, which is very cool. Now, very quickly, speaking of courses, the other day I was tagged in a post on Insta by a previous Mindshare challenger. She was reviewing everything she had accomplished in 2019. And within her post, she had, and I quote, she had said, "I learned what Mindshare is and how that shit will change your life." Now, I was like, yeah, drop the mic. I love it. I love knowing how we have an impact on people. And again, you don't hear it from most people. Most people say nothing, but it's really, really cool when people do step up and say something. It reminds you of why you're doing it. And so when I was reading, I was so happy for her. I mean, everything she accomplished, and beyond that, obviously I was admittedly like so happy for my team and myself, and the fact that Mindshare is having such an effect on how people do what they do every single day, including her. And this is just one of many stories that we hear from people who take courses, take the challenge. With all the video that I do, the content I post, this podcast you're listening to, I also host the Mindshare Challenge, which is a 60-day live challenge where we help you create the right habits for success. And the whole thing is gamified. It's a gamified experience, which includes personalized goals. You've got challenges. Each one of you gets a challenge for, that really ties back to you. It's got a dashboard so you can see how you measure up against yourself, as well as the rest of the challengers currently competing. And the beauty is we hold you accountable to the process. It's a fun environment. It includes a ton of learning, materials, tips, tricks, all sorts of information that's going to help you do even more business. Plus, you become a part of an online community of people who are all working towards something just like you, and who you can network with and bounce ideas and questions off of. I mean, just Jen, but it is a loaded course with success tips to help you work easier, spend less, and make more. So if you are searching for where that next deal is going to come from, if you are looking how to adjust your marketing strategy and budget for even higher ROI, if you're looking to improve on your online skills to grow your business, if you want to manage time better so you get more done, if you're looking to stay motivated day in and day out, then you need to take the challenge. Now, it's usually priced at $397. This course is literally for anyone in the real estate industry at any level of your career. And right now, for a limited time only, we've got a promo code available for 40% off of that price. So all you've got to do is go to www.themsc101.com and use code MS10140 to get your savings. So again, that's www.themsc101.com and use the promo code MS10140 to get your savings. All the info's there. You can read more about success stories about what other challenges had to say. You can see more about what we'll be covering off each week. Go check it out and do that as soon as we wrap up this episode. And again, think about what Courtney said, right? She said this shit changed her life. So let us help you change yours too. www.themsc101.com, promo code MS10140 right now. You're either watching us live, you're watching us recording, you're listening to this on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, or anywhere and everywhere else you can find podcasts. Maybe you went to industrysyndicate.com. Maybe you downloaded our free Industry Syndicate podcast app. Or maybe you went to my website, mindshare101.com. Wherever you like to consume your content, please rate, review, leave a comment, make sure you subscribe. And if you haven't yet, connect with me on Facebook at Mindshare101 and on Instagram at David Greenspan 101. This has been another episode of Season 2 of the Mindshare Podcast. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening. And thank you, Jennifer.